As you read this page, you are having a visual experience of black letters against a white background. You can probably hear background noises, traffic, distant conversation, or the faint hum of a computer. You may be experiencing strong smells or tastes, the smell of coffee, the taste of mint as you chew a fresh piece of gum. Maybe you feel some emotions, a feeling of excitement or sadness, or maybe you just feel a bit tired or distracted. If you pay attention, you will notice more subtle kinds of experience. The tactile sensation of the chair against your body. Perhaps sensations of itchiness or throbbing in a knee or an arm. These are all forms of conscious experience. They are states that characterize your subjective inner life. These feelings and experiences make up what it's like to be you. Consciousness is fundamental to what we are as human beings. This is not to undermine the importance of the body. We are embodied creatures, and we relate to one another through and with our bodies. But it is consciousness that defines the identity of the person. Fundamentally, we know a person in terms of their feelings and thoughts, and the quirks of their personality. Perhaps one day in the future it will be possible to survive the death of the body by uploading one's mind onto a computer, making it possible to talk to Grandma via email long after her body has rotted in the ground. So long as the conscious mind survives, we feel that the person has survived. In contrast, when the conscious mind has gone, for example, in tragic cases of permanent coma, the living body can seem nothing more than a memorial to the person who once was. Consciousness is also the source of much that is of value in existence. Without consciousness, the universe would still be just as immense and awe-inspiring. But without a conscious mind to appreciate its majesty, is there really any value in the existence of all that stuff? It is our experiences that make life worth living, exhilarating pleasures, sweeping emotions, subtle thoughts. Without consciousness, none of these things is possible. As well as being the ground of our identity and a source of great value, consciousness is the only thing we know for certain is real. I can't know for certain that there really is a world out there. Perhaps I'm actually in the matrix, naked and hairless, encapsulated in a vat of chemicals, being fed information about a non-existent virtual world by computers that are using me as an energy source. I might not even have a body. Perhaps the computers disposed of my body long ago, and now all that remains of me is a brain wired up to a computer. Or perhaps I am myself a computer, created by humans, to think that I am a living human being. But there is one thing I know for certain. I exist as a conscious being. If I am in the matrix, the computers might be deceiving me about all kinds of things, but they can't be making me think I'm conscious when I'm not. Perhaps my visual experience of the room around me doesn't correspond to anything real, but I know I am having a visual experience nonetheless. The only thing I have direct access to are my own experiences. Everything else is known indirectly, believed on the basis of what I experience. All knowledge of reality is mediated through consciousness. This was the insight of the father of modern philosophy, René Descartes, 1596 to 1650, summed up with his famous line, "Cogito ergo sum," or "I think, therefore I am." This phrasing is potentially misleading. Descartes wasn't saying that he exists because he thinks. Hence the following old joke doesn't really work. Descartes goes into a bar. Barman says, "Want a beer?" Descartes replies, "I think not," and disappears. Descartes' point is about knowledge. He knows for certain that he thinks, or more broadly, that he is a conscious being, and in knowing this, he thereby knows that he exists. The certain knowledge of one's existence as a conscious being was, for Descartes, the starting point of all knowledge.